Hello, hello, hello. We're about to get ready to start the show. Who went 14 and 1? Who went who went 13 and 2? Who went 12 and 3? Who went 9 and 7? Who went 8 and 9 and 6? Who went 8 and 7? We'll see right after this. Let me bring my panel in. They all in the background. So let me bring them in. Here we go. The first one. He lives in Daly City, California. His name is John J. Let me come on. John J. Oh, come on. Okay. Having some technical difficulties bringing people in. Here we go. We're going to try it again. John J.
What's up, Corey? Thanks for having me on.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Okay. This man from always from Stockton, California, special team. My brother, Brian Cup.
Hey, Corey. Hey, John. Thanks for having me on.
Hello.
Hey.
And this man lives in enemy territory. His name is Ryan, but we all call him No Border Sports.
What up, everyone?
Hey, Ryan.
What's up?
What up?
And this man, he lives too far away. I can't even pronounce the name of his city, his country. Niner.
What's up, everybody?
What up, Jeff?
Hey.
How you feeling,
what's
bro?
up, buddy?
I still got 103 fever and corona, so not too good, but I'm managing. I'm still here though.
Good. Glad to hear that, sir.
Always good to hear you're doing all right.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming in.
good to hear you, Jeff.
Yeah, good to see you too, Brian.
My brother from all the way from Corona, California, David Corona.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
What's
Yeah.
up again?
Another Giants fan to the panel.
What's
No.
up?
And then
How's the
this
missus?
man,
My
This
missus
man.
or David's?
David's.
Yeah, David.
Unless Tony had, anything happen to
Oh,
her that I
that's
didn't
correct.
know about.
No, you're correct. I'm so sorry. Yes, David. How is your wife doing?
David
When you-
Corona.
He's muted.
He's muted.
Yeah.
How's your wife doing?
She's doing all right. She's getting better day by day.
Is she
But
back?
she's still making food. What happened?
Is she back home yet?
Yeah, we back home.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Is she still in bed rest?
She's walking around.
Well, that's good news.
Who
Yeah,
said
she's
still
walking.
making fudge?
What happened
Did
to her?
did anybody else hear that in the
Yeah,
background?
she
I
had
swear
back
somebody-
surgery.
Oh,
I heard that too.
Ooh,
Still
Glad she's
making
recovering well.
fudge.
that's scary.
Somebody must be at David Corona's house.
Oh, that's my landlord.
Your
They
landlord.
be making fudge. Better. You
Come
better
in.
watch them.
She's making some Jello right now.
Mhm.
Oh,
No fudge.
Coming in all the way from Utah. And I'm not gonna say California. Utah. David
But nine.
What's up?
Yeah,
fellas? How's it going?
thank you, Brian,
Hey,
for
what's up, man?
Mhm. Yep.
Saul.
I got a question for everybody before we start off. So, Friday. No, it was Thursday. I did a show, and a Cowboys fan came in my chat. Of course, they're going to say that their team is better. But do you think this was disrespectful? And I want to get everyone's thoughts. Do you think this was disrespectful? What the Cowboys fans said that they wished ill will that Purdy doesn't get healthy. Is that disrespectful? Anybody's thoughts?
Oh yeah, big time.
remember the last time the Ish wished ill will on somebody, and what happened?
We won.
Well, the ill will fell on them.
Yeah, what's up? That's all.
Like almost the exact same ill will they were speaking of was the same one that befell one of their players.
Yeah.
Didn't they
So-
want Mitchell to get hurt?
What?
They wanted
yeah,
they wanted Elijah Mitchell to get hurt, right?
yeah.
Or
And
no,
then
CMC.
their star running,
Or was it
yeah.
CMC?
and their star running back essentially.
It sounds like a lot of Hammurabi code going on when they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. Eye for an eye,
Yeah.
running back for running back, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
You see,
I
I
think-
thought it was disrespectful because Purdy's trying to get healthy, and no one should ever say. And again, I don't like the Cowboys. I would never say I want Dak Prescott hurt. That's just my opinion.
No,
But
these
I
are
don't
still
like-
people. Why would you want them hurt? They're still humans.
Yeah.
Humans before being on a team. That's what I say.
Okay.
I want to
Anyway.
beat them while they're 100%, so there's no excuses.
Yeah.
You ever watched the movie Patton? He goes up against Rommel and he wins, and then he hears that Rommel wasn't even at the battle, and so he was upset because they weren't around. So you get all your glory when they're there and 100% and ready to go. People make excuses any other way,
Oh, for sure.
right?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Bebop? What's up, Crazy Juice?
What's up,
Okay,
everybody?
Sweep up.
They don't like to pay
all
to
right. Why is everybody quiet?
Mhm.
Because we're waiting for
awkward
Corey.
silence. Hey, there we go.
Now I
Gold
heard, I
sent
heard
to the
you
Niners.
say Cowboys fans are people too. Are they are?
No,
Niner.
not until they start giving their TVs a little more respect.
Mhm.
That's so hilarious. Like, I said something, I don't know, because I never came from a high, economic background. But why would you break your very expensive television? That's just my thoughts.
So they
Yeah,
could
exactly.
go buy a new one.
Well, I
Corey.
can't afford that.
Yeah, me either.
You remember
The Eagles
what
did the
Muhammad
same thing,
Ali's
Eagles
name
fans.
was before he changed it to Muhammad Ali, right?
Cassius
That's
Clay.
Clay, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. So you should go and look up the real Cassius Clay that he was named after. Oh, that guy was a badass, bro. Let's just say he's the reason why Lincoln freed the slaves earlier than he wanted to, because Lincoln was trying to get Cassius around. He's like, nah, you're still allowing slavery? No, I don't get down with that. So he was the son of like one of the wealthiest slave owners in the United States. And he went to college and found out slavery was wrong. And so immediately became like 100% abolitionist, which pissed a whole bunch of slave owners off, which started getting him into a lot of duels, which he was just shellacking people in these duels left and right. I'm telling you, this guy, oh man.
When you say duels, you mean like the glove slap duels?
No, like shooting at people. He made an
but the glove slap first, like slap him in the face to challenge you to a duel.
I don't know about all that, but he made an anti-slavery magazine in the middle of like Kentucky, and he was getting like death threats and all this stuff. So he made his office into like a fort where he had cannons and such, and the only way you could get in and out was by a long single file hallway. And his plan was, if anybody came in there, he was just gonna do his own one-man style of 300 and plug the gap at the end of the hallway and just start slashing people and shooting. Like, I'm telling you, this guy was gung-ho, bro. You need to check out Cassius Clay.
Yeah, I say Cassius Clay, but I didn't notice I was muted.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy. That's not even his whole story. It's not even his whole story. There's more.
Come on, computers, act right. Corey, love that hoodie. Thank you. I love this hoodie a little bit, but it made me mad when I found out it had no pockets. I thought it was older than had pockets.
I gotta say, in a world full of lollipops, it's nice to be on a panel that doesn't have a sucker.
Shout out to Corey's brother. I finally saw him singing.
Oh, you finally checked out the other channel?
I saw. No. Corey posted some videos and his brother sang.
Oh, from last night?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah.
You sing pretty
I
good.
sent them to you.
I didn't.
No Border Sports.
I didn't get no.
I sent it on your Twitter.
Okay, maybe I did. Oh, you did it last night. Okay. I see it now.
Yeah.
What was that? Like a little bar? Corey?
Yeah, it's called bar called Melodies.
Oh,
in El
okay.
Cerrito.
All right, on.
El Cerrito.
Yeah. I didn't like the one of the bouncers there, but he's cool now. I forgave him now. But
That's cool. You had a good time though.
Did you sing, Corey?
Yeah, had a good time. I only got
How many beers do you drink?
That's one video I got post. That's the last video I got post.
Oh, Corey sang?
What?
It was a group singing. You wouldn't couldn't see me. I mean, you couldn't hear me. It was a group we singing.
Ooh.
We are family.
We are family.
I got all my sisters with me.
How many sisters you got, Corey?
I got 2 sisters.
Okay. Damn, you got 2 sisters, at least 2 brothers?
No.
How many brothers you got?
Okay, let me see. Keith, Kevin, Marlon. No, Marlon, Keith, Kevin.
Corey, you can't be giving people's government names out on the internet.
You gotta do is say 1, 2, 3, 4.
The names all over the place. Yeah, we had one brother passed away last year.
Oh, that's
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
He's the twin of the brother birthday. It would have been his birthday yesterday.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
That's
It would have been his birthday.
Mm.
Mhm.
Did you throw
Late
up like a
twin.
little balloon for him?
No.
No.
What? Is that it was to fill up a balloon for him?
Throw up a little.
Yeah.
Like,
When
people pass away.
when somebody
Like
passes away, they throw like a wish. They write something on the balloon, and they let it go.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to the banner. You see somebody send a private. Was it for me? Was it for Okay. I'm going to the banner. And I'm going to say, let me take, I keep on forgetting to take this stuff off.
What's up, McNiner? How you doing, McNiner? Oh, he's on mute.
Good. I'm good, but what is going on?
You
Oh.
staticky.
I think he's with an auntie.
Oh,
Because I'm putting some earbuds in the case. Always seem to interfere with the JBLs.
Oh.
Now we
So
hear you.
now I should sound normal now.
Yeah,
You
you're
sweating
good
again?
now.
Okay, there we go now.
You sweating again, David? Too much hot sauce?
No, I didn't. I didn't eat anything hot tonight. That was some good. That was good though.
It's so
It was
good, I'm
worth
not
it.
good. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. Did Mrs. Cup, she go 14-1?
Ooh, 14-1.
Wow, she's doing really
9-6.
good. Where is it at? Yep, 9-6.
Oh, she went 9-6.
Where does that say? Oh, there. I
the
see it
end.
now.
You gotta look by the day.
Yeah. I thought it was 14-1.
That's what I
It's
thought
usually
too.
the last number. It's usually the last number. That's what I look for.
Yep.
Well, not the last number before the cumulative total.
Oh, now I'm afraid to see my score.
Oh.
I thought you guys
Turn
were
that
pretty
down.
hand in hand.
Yeah, that was
Did
pretty close.
Nathan, did he go 14-1?
11-4.
A chance. Hey, there you go. I think
That's
this
right.
last week's questions were a little more difficult.
There was the last week's questions definitely were.
Mm-hmm.
Did my man David McNiner, did he go 14-1?
Ooh, 13-2. Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think Corey
Not
went
bad.
14-1.
That's right, McNiner. Hell yeah.
I bet you Corey went 14-1. He read the book before and made
He
sure to
probably
get one
went
wrong
15-0.
for plausible deniability.
Because he had never mind.
Well, let's see. Did I go 14-1?
No, you went 15-0.
Actually, two people. No.
Oh,
Nobody
look at
did
that.
Yep.
No.
Told you.
Give me
Yep,
my
he sure
money.
did.
Give me
Yeah,
my
Yep.
money.
15-0.
Because he has the
And the
book. in
question I missed is the second question. I'm like, oh, darn it. And I'm surprised that David McNiner missing the last question because I would have missed too if he didn't say something and made me clear in what the question was asking. but then he picks a different question answer. I'm like, he won nodding me to this answer, and I thought he was gonna pick that answer. Then when I got to him, he said he picked which one you picked.
Oh,
You picked
14
B.
and 1.
And let's see, did No Border Sports? Did he go?
Hey, that's not bad.
So, can we fact check that last question? Oh,
I checked it.
I'm kidding.
I Googled it. No, I Googled it because I was wondering, So I Googled it, and it came out. Book has it right.
You little Googler.
You know,
Yeah, No
Google
Border
is a
Sports,
scam. You can Google
Everything's
it.
a
I'll
scam.
tell you.
Okay. Did David Corona? Did he finally leave his brother No Border Sports and then do the same?
Whoa, brother.
Did
Wait,
he-
no, you're not. No related. No relation.
Corey's being funny.
And did he
Yeah.
go 14 and 1? David Corona, did you go 14
Yeah.
and 1?
Let's see
I
how
hope so.
Say- You hope so? Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, hell
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh, no fan card
Oh,
lost.
Jesus.
And you
Look
say
at
I
that.
lost my fan card, John Jay?
I didn't say that.
Corey still has
Yeah,
to
you
cough
did.
this up.
That's why
You
I was trolling. I wasn't being serious.
52 and 8. Hell yeah.
Let me see who's next. The man that's above No Border Sports. The man that's going to
Brian
the
Cup.
PCC. I'm not going with him. Brian Cup. Did he go 14 and 1?
Nope.
9 and 6.
But 51 and 9 is not bad. I think I could still push for this.
Oh, Spongy
Come
wants
on.
to go next.
There's a little Spongy. What's up, Sponge?
What's up, little sponge?
What up, Spongy?
Man, which one did I miss, Corey?
Sorry,
All of them.
the last one. Somehow, I ain't gonna say that because you wasn't on the live. You took it afterwards. So I think you listened to me and copied all my answers.
Well, that wouldn't be the case if
Uh,
you got the last one wrong and you got the second one wrong. But it doesn't
Yeah, I
mean
know.
you can't.
Okay. I think it's Bebop. Yeah, Bebop Jones.
Good riddance.
What did he do?
8 and 7.
Bebop Jones.
The man that got all the juice. Crazy juice. What did he do?
13 and 2. 13 and 2.
Yep.
Come on. Okay.
Bebop.
The man.
John Jay went 15 and 0.
Excuse me,
I wish.
John Jay.
Twelve and 3.
That's not that bad. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay. Little Spongy.
let's see how we did.
Little Spongy. Is he gonna become a 49er fan the way he be
Uh-oh.
asking these questions?
Uh-oh.
12 and 3.
12 and 3.
Man, he did better than some 49er fans.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Not
know the names.
Corey.
That's because little Spongy's a faithful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out
Hey,
to Corey. He's being
anytime you guys want to write our answers down before we answer them and put it up, like, here's my answer. I'm telling you, that might be a little bit of a more fair way, a little bit less googly. Maybe we could say it like that.
Okay. I never finished. He never sent me the answers. I sent him a message and told him he could give me his last answers. I haven't tallied his up
Podcast.
yet. Carcast.
Carcast.
He's still at this because he didn't finish his. He started it. I mean, he missed. He's supposed to do 46 to 50. 49. Give me the answer. I asked him to rewatch the show and do it. He never got back to me on it.
No, little Spongy, I'm not saying that you Google or anyone individually Googles. All I'm saying is if everybody answered at the same time, no one is copying anyone else's answer and saying, oh, yeah, that one sounds right. I think that one's right. It's more of an answer at the same time. Show me what you got, you know? And I guarantee the answers on this panel would vary 100%.
Yeah. I thought about stuff like that, but I'm already wearing glasses. Can't hardly see the computer screen in myself, so I'll be trying to look at it.
Well, that would be where we would have to help out. You would say, okay, John Jay, what's your board say? And John Jay say A, and then everybody else, but we're all holding it right there, so we can't
Oh yeah,
answer at that moment.
it's a good idea. Like
It's just but it would be like the panel answers first, and then we look at the chat, because you don't want to look at the chat and get the answer first. So it's just, different ways of doing it. But this is a great way, Corey. You have a good show. I'm just saying, sometimes we have people go at the beginning of the episode and they get a lot of answers wrong. And then the next person gets the right answer and everybody seems to go after that. And I'm just saying, if it was all at the same time, I think we might be having a little bit different answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steve was right. We could have 4 different boards, so you could be just changing it as people are saying something.
Oh, those paddles! I get it.
Or even just a piece of paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so these question was 46 to. So let's see. Okay, so what was San Francisco 49 Hall of Famer Dave Wilcox's nickname? And if you said come on, switch. If you said
D.
D, you got it correct. The Intimidator. So
That's
okay,
not Dale
David got it
Earnhardt.
right. Huh?
The question wasn't what's Dale Earnhardt's nickname.
It was Dave Wilcox, I said.
Does nobody know about Dale Earnhardt, number backwards 3?
Yeah,
Oh,
the Intimidator, the Man in Black. Bump him in the
Yeah.
back and hit the gas. Yeah.
David Corona got it right.
He
No
he was
Border
my
Sports
kinda
got it
asshole.
wrong. Lil
He was
Spongy
my
got it
favorite
right.
NASCAR driver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was
I
my
got it
kind of
right.
asshole.
John Jay got it right. Brian got it wrong.
Yeah, because I wasn't thinking the Intimidator. I thought that was Earnhardt. So when I said Wilcox, I think I went for a different title. Blew that one.
And Tony got it
Yeah.
wrong.
That one was random to me, anyways. Like I
Nathan
was
got it
taking a
right.
shot in the dark.
Bebop got it right. Crazy Juice got it right. David McNiner got it right. 47. Oh, come on, let go. I gotta turn the page. Who did San Francisco 49ers select with their first pick in the 2006 NFL Draft? And if you said
B. Vernon Davis.
B. Vernon Davis, you got it right.
Yeah.
David Corona, you got it right. No Border Sports, you got it wrong. Brian, me Little Spongy got it right. I got it wrong. And because me and No Border Sports said the same thing. We both picked D. And John Jay got it right. And you picked C.
I don't want to be a stormtrooper. I gotta up my game.
Tony got it right. Nathan, he got it right. Bebop got it wrong. He said C. Crazy Juice got it right. David McNiner got it right. Number 48. How many games did the San Francisco 49ers win in the 2006 NFL season? And if you said come on. Oh goodness. If you said
C7.
C7. Okay,
Thank
David
you.
Corona.
Corey Corona.
He got it right. No Border Sports, you got that right.
Oh yeah.
Lil Spongy got it right. I got it right. John Jay got it right. Brian got it right. And Tony got it right. Nathan got it right. Bebop got it wrong. He said A. And Crazy Juice, he got it right. And David McNiner got it right. $49. Who led the 49ers in kick returns yards in 2007? And if you said C, Maurice Hicks, you got it right. And David Corona says C. No Border Sports says C. Little Spunny said D. He got it wrong. I said C. John Jay says C. Brian, you said D. And Tony said D. Nathan Z said D. He got it wrong.
I
Bebop
just might have
Jones
to.
said D.
Sorry, Corey. Sorry, Corey. I was just thinking out loud here. I might have to let Tony, sit here and play on the trivia, and I'll just have to start cooking. I think she might do better.
And then Bebop Jones said D. He got it wrong. Crazy Juice said D. He got it wrong. And David McNiner says C. He got it right. Okay, let's see. 50. What team did the San Francisco 49ers defeat in the 2003 NFC wildcard game? And if you said
New York Giants.
YTC, New York Giants, you got it right. Let's see. David Corona got it right. No Border Sports got it right. Lil Spongy got it right. I got it right. John J got it right. Brian got it right. Tony got it wrong. She said A. Nathan Z, he got it right. Bebop got it right. Carcast got that one right. Crazy Juice got it right. David McNiner got it right. K 51. And how many games did 2007 San Francisco 49ers score more than 21 points? And if you took the D, and you got it right, and which one is this one? David, Corey made a mistake.
No, McNiner or Corona?
Corona.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
Yep. So you not 14-1.
13-2.
So I gotta change that. 13-2. Yep.
Still pretty good though.
So I gotta change your thing on there too. No Border Sports. He got it correct.
Wait,
Lil
this
Spongy
was
got
was this how many games with over 20 something points in a game?
it. Yep.
Oh my God, I can't believe I got this one right.
And Lil Spongy, he got it right. I got it right. John J got it right. We know John J got it wrong. He picked A. Brian
This
Cub,
is one I got wrong.
Yep. Brian Cub got it wrong. He picked A too.
I think there was only
Tony.
one person that took one with me.
That's me. Tony. Wrong. She picked A. Everybody chose A. Well, Carcass, he took D. He got it correct. Crazy Juice took D. He got it correct. And Davey A, you picked A.
Well, I thought there was a game we actually scored 30 plus points, and then there was one that was like 21 to something, but there wasn't an option for 2.
Okay, number 52. Who became the general manager of the 49ers in 2011? And I believe everybody got this right. I don't see nobody getting this one wrong. If they don't, they got this one wrong. Trent Bleak. Come on. Why are you not switching for me? Now my thing here shows a switch, but up on my screen, I still see 51 on there.
We got 52, Corey.
All right. But it's not showing in mine on my screen. Probably on y'all it's showing, but on mine, I'm looking at it and I see it.
I'm thinking this is one that everybody got right.
Yep.
Number 52.
Yep.
Yep, Mr. Leaky Ship, gaping hole in the side, going down.
I can't do his voice. You know, Tread, Polky. I can't do his
that
voice.
Right.
We'll see what he does in Jacksonville.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep. Everybody got that right. Number 53. Let's see. Where did San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick play college football? Ooh. And if you said
Memphis Bleak.
Nevada.
Oh, sorry, I was coughing off
University
the
of
bebop.
Nevada. And so, if you said B, you got it correct, and I think everybody got this one correct. Yep, everybody got it correct. Correct. Nobody missed that one. Okay, number 54. How many games did San Francisco 49ers win in the 2013 regular season? And if you said D,
D12.
well, you got it correct. And let's see. No Border Sports, you got it wrong. You said B. Little Spongy said D. He got it right. David got it right. Corona. And I got it right. John J., you got it wrong. You said A.
Okay.
Brian Cup got it right. Tony got it right. Nathan Z got it right. Bebop, he got it wrong. He said B. Carcass got it right. Crazy Juice got it right. And David McNiner got it right. Okay, number 55. Who led the 49ers in scoring for 2012 season? And let's see. If you said, if you 55, if you took the D, you got it right.
Fuck.
And I was wrong on this. I thought I was gonna be
didn't
wrong
take
because I
it.
said, nah. I like, no. I know I'm gonna be wrong on this, so let's take the D. But David got it right. He took the D. No Border Sports took A. Lil Spongy took A. John Jay, he got it right. He took D. Um, Bryant got it wrong. He took C.
And C was who?
C was
Frank Gore.
Frank
Was
Gore.
it? Okay. See, kickers matter, everybody. Should have went with the gut and took the D.
I tried. I said to you. I said
I know.
I'm gonna do the Bryant and take the D because of kicker.
Yep. I should have followed. I don't know what else.
Tony took C. Nathan Z took C. He was wrong. Bebop took D. He was right. Bryant, Carcass, he took A. He was wrong. Crazy Dudes took D. He was right. And David took the D. And he was right. Okay, number 56. Who led San Francisco receiving yards for in 2013 regular season? And if you said, come on, A, you got it right. And let me see. David Corona, you took A. No Border Sports, you took B.
Who's got their TV on? Corona. I knew it.
He's probably watching the
It's always
sporting event.
He's not conscious of those background noise. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as the TV goes.
He's watching
Okay,
Dallas
we love you,
training
though,
time.
Little Spongy.
He's watching
No, my
Dallas.
wife's watching her. No, my wife's watching her program.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Little Spongy took
Don't get in the
A.
middle of
He got
that.
it right.
Nope.
Corey took A. He got it correct. John Jay took A. He got it correct. Brian took A. He got it correct. Tony took A. She got it correct. Nathan Z took A. He got it correct. B. Bob Jones took A. He got it correct. Carcass took A. He got it correct. Crazy Juice took A. He got it correct. And excuse me, David McNiner took A. He got it correct. Number 57, right? I'm on. Let's see, 57. Who led San Francisco 49ers in passing touchdowns for 2012 regular season? A. Alex Smith. B. Vernon Davis. C. Colin Kaepernick. Or D. Steve Young. And if you took come on. Switch. Took A. Alex Smith. You got it correct. So, David got it right. No Border Sports, you got it wrong. You took Colin Kaepernick. Little Spongy got it right. I got it right. John Jay got it right. Brian got it right. Tony got it right. Nathan Z got it right. Bebop got it wrong. He took Colin Kaepernick too. Carcass got it right. Crazy Juice got it right. And David McNiner got it right. '58. Who did the San Francisco 49ers beat in 2011 NFC Conference Championship game? And if you said C, the Atlanta Falcons, you got it right. And David Corona got it right. No Border Sports got it right. Little Spongy got it right. I think everybody got this one right. Yep, I think everybody got it right on this one.
Oh, dude, I was watching some clips from Golden. Shout out to Bebop. I was watching some clips from Deshaun Goldson today after I heard that news. Oh my God, was he a grown ass man? Oh, like there was one where he teed off on what's his name from the Cardinals, and like he's punching him square in the face mask, and it's not like even hesitation, like, no, I'm going to keep going back at it. And it's not like he's pulling a punch to make it not hurt. No, he's trying to strike the guy. I was like, yeah, buddy. And then the next time they play, he comes over and cleans his clock over the middle. Oh my goodness. Whew.
And number 59. Who was the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers during the 2012-13 season? And if you said B, Grant Roman, you got it right. And David Corona got it right. No Border Sports got it right. Little Spongy, I think everybody got this one right. Yep, everybody mostly got this one right. I don't see nobody did wrong. The last question. I think only 2 of us got this one right. What was Joe Montana's last playoff victory? And if you chose
Oh wow. Hey.
A, and I was like, because I was going to say D, but then David McNiner said something, made me switch, changed what I was going to pick. And I was just about to go down to the paper and pick D. Then David McNiner
That was
said,
the one I was going to pick too.
It was a wild card round. I thought it was Joe Montana's last victory.
His last playoff victory. And I thought it was in the divisional round that night, but I instinctively said A. And then when I started thinking about it, I instinctively said something else. Then when we rephrased it and I remembered it was his last playoff game, so it wasn't with the Niner. You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, I'm wrong, because he went with the Kansas City Chiefs. Did. And then I said I'd go with A. And then you guys, I think David, you said D, I think
Houston.
It was, or C.
Houston.
Yeah. And I was
B.
like, oh shit, he's probably right, because I remember somebody saying, Montana got to the NFC championships with Kansas City, but I'm guessing they were wrong about that. And I don't remember specifically where he got with Kansas City that year. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what round they went out, but to me, after you guys picked that, I was like, oh, that's probably the right one because they didn't get to the Super Bowl that year, and supposedly it just got to the NFC Championship. So the divisional round would have been the last win, and I thought that was. And then turns out it's A. We need to Google this.
That's why I googled it.
Oh, you Google it, so it is right.
Yeah.
I thought it was B or D.
Yeah.
I said D, and then ESC. David got it wrong because he picked D. The boys first picked D.
I'm glad you Googled it because we found this book has been wrong.
Yep.
Before.
That's what made me Google because I was like,
Oh yeah, because Corey, you told me that I got the answer right, but the quarterback was the wrong quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you had it right, but you got it wrong.
He got the answer right in the book, but the book was wrong because it was like, I don't know how they got that one wrong. Like that was one I thought was a no-brainer for me, and I went like what 8-7 this last week. I'm just saying, you know what I mean. So I was like, what? That threw me for a loop there.
And then John Jay took D, and then Bryant he took B. Tony took B. Everybody started taking B. And that's when I said, I said, man, David may not have picked B too. But he's the one who persuaded me to go A.
Oh, Corey, I just had an idea.
Joe.
What if after we run out of 49ers books, because it seems like we're about to, and it seems like they're all the same essentially after this point. What if we made our own and put the questions together, and then we put it out on like, I don't know, an ebook or something like that. And it could be the Corey Davis trivia show, trivia 49er book.
Yep.
And we just kind of do our own little research and make up the questions to go in the book. Instead of answering them, we're making them, you know? That might be, you know, just a thought to prolong the show.
Who left? Jeff left.
Uh-oh. Well, who's going to cut the onions?
I do it.
Oh, I get it.
How fast can you cut onions?
Like this.
I'm joking. Let's no.
So
I was cutting onions earlier.
First
that's
you gotta
not right,
drink a
Steve-O.
40.
Steve-O, right there, he said, "Nah, we'll have too many kicker questions." Hey, kickers matter, bro.
Hey, I don't care. I'll answer them. But I got a question.
Wait,
I was watching
good kickers. It'd be good.
I got a question. I was watching shout out to Brian Cope, always with the great coffee talk shows morning. But there was another 49er fan from Washington. So apparently there's a phrase, a bag of something.
You gotta go in closer.
Houston 1-0, 1994. Joe Montana's last playoff victory.
Gotcha.
1-0. Yep.
The Pittsburgh one was the year before.
Huh?
What was the score of that game?
Pittsburgh
Does it
one
tell
was
you?
the year before.
I think the book was
Okay,
wrong.
93, right?
This actually says 1994.
I know, but
But it would be for the 93 season.
Does it say the
and
score of the
book
game?
says 1993.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the 93-94 season.
But the book says
This
93.
doesn't say the score of the game.
Yep.
But Corey,
It says it was played on January 16th, 1994.
Yep.
KC at Houston. Joe Montana was 1-0. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't say the score of the game.
Because maybe the comment was almost got them to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was his last playoff victory.
Mhm,
It's funny
Oh,
too,
wow.
Is
'cause
what it
I
is.
had just
All
heard
good.
something like that,
mhm.
and then we get this
So-
question, and I fumble it right off the get, and then would have got it right if I would have just paused for a second and thought about the question.
So, as I was saying, so again, shout out to Brian Cope. The Coffee Talks are great shows. There was a another 49er fan from Washington, and apparently there was a phrase which probably is something from Washington, a bag of somethings. I don't want to say the word because this is Corey's show. Does that mean something up in Washington, or is it just an inside joke?
Well, that no, never mind.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't want to say.
Yeah.
The Oiler game was 28-20, and they lost the championship game.
So it was kind of close.
Yeah. Well, that was the divisional playoffs.
Yeah.
So they only lost by a touchdown.
Essentially,
Who
they
lost?
they could have tied it with a touchdown. Yeah.
Kansas
Who
City,
lost?
Joe Montana, Kansas City versus it looks like the Oilers. At
And
Oilers.
they lost.
Yeah.
They lost. Kansas City lost to the Oilers, right?
Yep. 28-20.
Okay, but
Huh.
see, this book is asking what was the Joe Montana's last playoff victory?
Yeah.
Yeah. We
So,
know. We know.
So his
I
last
wonder
victory
why. I wonder why that said he won.
his last victory was against Pittsburgh, 27-24.
Wow.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. And then it was the Oilers and it was the Bills in the championship game. 13-30. Wow.
See, I got
Wow.
that. I got
And the
that.
Bills went on to get spanked in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Again,
I
too.
remember that was
Kelly
I,
Strong.
don't, I actually don't remember that. 4 games and 4 Super Bowls in a row. How many teams have done that in NFL history? But then they didn't even win one.
I think I watched the first one with them in it, the second one with them in it, and then I was like, "Mom, who's in the Super Bowl this year?" And she was like, "Oh, it's them again." But I don't think it's worth watching. And I think I was like, "Yeah." If I remember correctly, I think that was the conversation, because it was like I was hyped for you 2 years in a row, and you shit the bed on me. So now I'm just like, you're meh. You know what I mean? I was just kind of didn't even want to watch them.
Well, if you think about it, it's really interesting because, like, Kelly Strong, he was a really good quarterback. The way their offense was set up, they just ran down the field, and he just threw it deep. And you got players like quarterbacks like him, and you got quarterbacks like Dan Marino, and they could just throw the ball just with ease and just like totally score at like almost any point of the game. And then you have quarterbacks that are more like maybe Troy Aikman, who had a good arm but didn't necessarily get to use it. And they give the ball to somebody like Emmitt Smith and won championships. When John Elway had to use his arm, he lost Super Bowls. But when he handed off the ball to TD, he won 2. So that's a little, I don't know. I think it's interesting. So,
But also,
okay.
Elway, when he had Terrell Davis, also was a very savvy vet. So, like, when he knew when to audible in and out of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he knew that this run game's working. You know what I mean? I don't have to, when sometimes people feel they have to do more than their job, and then they end up not doing their job completely because they're over trying to help somebody out who didn't ask for it. It's almost like, that's what some good players do. And it just doesn't work after a while, they're just trying to do too much because there's nothing around them. But once you put people around, they can relax and they could just be a part of the, a pawn in the system. You know what I mean? Even though they're the queen or the king
It's just,
I would say the
again,
quarterback is the queen, but
to me, it's just really interesting because it is a game that's evolving and it is evolving to the passing era. But when we had really good passing quarterbacks like somebody like Dan Marino, he didn't seem to get it done. And then you have like somebody like Jim Kelly, passing quarterback, 4 Super Bowls, didn't get it done. And then there's been other times, again, John Elway, several times in the Super Bowl, didn't get it done. And, it's just, I think you really do have to have a good running game to lean on. And I think that's what makes football great. Got to have a complete team.
In some sort of way, either you use the run to open up the pass or use the pass to open up your run. Like, look at how the Greatest Show on Turf used Marshall Faulk.
Yep.
It's kind of like how well, not in the same like plays, but it's kind of like how we used Christian McCaffrey last year. It was a fake handoff to Christian McCaffrey, let him duck out and get out in the flat and then turn around and throw it to him if he's open. You know what I mean? Because first you have to acknowledge that he's there and give him the respect he needs. Right? Once you figure out he doesn't have the ball, then you can kind of forget about him and kind of get into your zone, and you don't have to worry too much. And then all of a sudden he turns around, he's getting the ball again. You know what I mean? That's the lull you to death because you've got so many other things going on in the field that you think he's the last option. You know what I mean? And when he's actually the first option on the play, and everybody's running downfield just to get a buffer in between him and everybody else so he can work some magic with his feet. So the run game is so imperative, and sometimes because you got to be able to lean on it at times. There's times where you have to be able to lean on it if you want to win a game. And
well said, man. Really, really well said. I agree. Corey, what's going on? Do we have any more questions that we're going over? Or
David McNiner has a question.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and this is for everybody in the panel. Who has the most annoying fan base of NFL teams?
Currently or all time?
Which fan base is the most annoying? And let's go currently.
Can we give you our top 3?
Sure.
I want to go first. I would have to say it's going to be Seahawks, Cowboys. No, it's going to be Eagles, Cowboys, Seahawks.
I'm going Cowboys. The reason being is they know that their owner fucks up. They know that coaches on their team fuck up. They know that they know that there's issues, but yet they turn around and they're like, oh yeah, we're just going to whoop your ass. We're just going to whoop your ass. And then you do some dumb shit in the last play of the game every year in the playoffs to make us 49ers fan just giggle our asses off the rest of the year. And the fans are just so delusional. Like, look, Philly fans, other than Little Spongy and some other Philly fans, some of them are just complete pieces of shit. Okay. But I feel that the delusion, at least the Eagles have a good team. You know what I mean? Like, you can't deny what they had in the front. Can't deny what a weapon Jalen Hurts is in that offense. I'm surprised with what happened in that championship game. We were able to hold on to them for that long. Our defense was able to hold them and kind of keep them in a box for that long. That was surprising to me because they had a lot on that offense. That to me showed the test that our defense are big boys. You know what I mean? And even though everything's stacked against them and there's probably no chance to win, they're still going out there trying to make it respectable. You know what I mean? So yeah,
well, that's why I wanted to give them 3 teams because, it's like currently who's the one that's gotten under your skin. You giggle when you think of the Cowboys, but the Eagles right now, that kind of makes me like, get really upset. And then to think about how their stadium and their fans are just overall, even against other teams, I'm kind of like leaning towards the Eagles right now. Anytime it gets to the playoffs, I think of the Cowboys as our ultimate rival. And then you look at the Seahawks, and it's just like I can't really talk to a Seahawk fan other than Joe. Every one of them seem to get under my skin a little bit. They don't know how to either talk football politely or give the Niners the credit that they deserve. Of course, the Seahawks have our number. They're 30-20 against us, I think, overall record. But it's not the same. We're a team that was coming up. We do have more championships. They have been current, and relevant going to Super Bowls. But again, you do seem to pick up all of our guys when it comes to practice squad and any of our potential cuts. So it's like you're Levi's North. It really truly does seem like that sometimes. So I don't know. I mean, Seattle, no crack at them. They're a strong team, but they definitely, other than Joe, I don't really have too many Seahawk fans that I'm friends with.
Who's your fifth hated fan base? Are you throwing any of your family members under the bus here?
Well, so it's not my family members, but the Raiders are definitely not a fun team to talk to. As friends. As fans, like if you tell somebody majority of the time, you're a Niner fan, they're a Raider fan, they usually want to say something rude because one, they know their team hasn't been to the Super Bowl for a very long time. We have had success. They don't like that. We're very close to each other. Our fans usually are family members. They do seem to get drunk and fight each other when there are meetups and these rivalries. And, it's always about the Bay Area rivalry. So for whoever wins for the next 5 years or next time you see a game again, they kind of just own you, and talk about it. And then they'll talk about it after that. Oh, well, we got you last year, or last time. No, but the Raiders,
they're like crabs in a bucket. You know what I mean? They see another crab, they try to pull him back in, and it just doesn't work with us because we're way too shiny and slick. You know what I mean? But
as far as individual Raider fans, like ones that know, football, because I know several ones that are like knowledgeable. They play fantasy. They talk about other teams and stuff. And yeah, they're great. I have family members that just root for the team. They don't get all crazy and caught up in their emotions. But then you have some Raider fans that just want to go and get drunk and fight. And I'm not that kind of guy. I don't want to go to a game and have to worry about my family's gonna. It's not a gladiator event for me in the audience. I'm not trying to do that. So
okay, Jeff. Show me. Okay, now you switched it. Because he had two of them up here, and I'm like, which one is it? His. No, he had two of the same picture up on two profiles down there.
Oh.
That's all I was gonna tell him. He had to show me which one. But then he made the other one disappeared already. Okay.
Well, I'm with Bryant when you got the Eagles fan base is literally the most annoying. The Seattle Seahawks, honestly, when they had Russell Wilson, their fan base was top number one, but he's gone.
Yep.
So they seem to have chilled out a bit, but they're still top three. And of course, bringing up number 3 is the Dallas Cowboys, and it's just from how delusional most of their fans are. My daughter and her mom are Cowboys fans, but they're not delusional. Like the last 2 years when we faced them in the playoffs, they both said, we're not winning this game.
That's what my wife said too.
Yeah, mine will be the Eagles, Cowboys. No, switch that. Cowboys, Eagles, Rams.
Ooh, yeah.
And Raiders.
See, I just
But
remember.
I get along pretty much with Seattle fans. Like, I have much a problem with Seattle fans.
Don't bring what's this comment? Don't bring a gun with me. The hell is that?
Bebop went to a party, and usually he carries a gun on him. So he went to a party during the championship game, and he's glad he didn't go to it because he was at an Eagles bar.
Oh.
Yeah, best not to carry weapons when you potentially could be in hostile territory and might not want to do something that you'll regret.
Right.
You shouldn't be carrying guns when you're drinking. That's the other thing. In fact, I
100%.
believe in.
Huh?
Well, like when you're out at a bar, like you could be perfectly fine, but then somebody else, gets mad at you because you're bigger than them or something like that, and they want to prove something. Next thing you know, you're in an altercation. You know what I mean? You might not pull the gun, but the gun could come out. You never know. There's stupid people. Yeah, so there's things. I went to the bar one night with a guy who had a gun on him, and that was okay until we left the bar and we got chased by a guy with a hatchet in Seattle.
What the hell? Damn.
Yeah. And so then he's trying to chase me. I grab a sign after we get the ladies across the street, tell ladies get in the shop. I turn around, grab a sign, and I'm like, let's go. Right. Turns out the other guy had a gun the whole time, and he could have just pulled it out and been like, no, stop. But he didn't. He decided to wait until the guy was across the street looking to come over, and he just pulls the gun out, and the guy turns around and walks away. And I thought he was looking at me holding the sign, thinking, oh, I don't want to fuck with that. No, it was the gun behind me that I didn't know about until about 2 or 3 minutes later. Yeah. Well, he probably didn't want to he probably didn't know he didn't want to mess with me in the sign. You know what I mean? Because he was a short guy. I got a lot of reach. He's gonna have to come across the street. I'm gonna meet him in traffic.
A lot of people who have guns on them, they how can I say this? They show it off, but they won't use it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
This guy worked at a firing range.
Oh,
he's the one that told me that the sheriffs and the cops in our area was like shooting at like 60%. I was like, what?
Dang.
I was like, no, you shouldn't have a gun unless you can hit a certain, percentage, and it's got to be close to 90 something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you having a gun unless you can hit something that you might need to shoot at. You know what I mean? I don't want you hitting other people in the process because you didn't take enough time to learn how to shoot your gun.
Right.
Make sure you got the right ammo. Make sure, whatever you need, figure it out. Figure out what gets you accurate. Make sure you got the right grips, all that good stuff. Like, that should be day one stuff. That's why I love the Marine Corps. Every Marine's a rifleman and a marksman. You know what I'm saying? So
I hearing what David's saying. Sometimes it's easy to shoot a target at a wall than to have to shoot somebody and squeeze that trigger. So you better make
I
sure.
understand that.
You better make sure if you're gonna pull your gun on somebody, you better use it. 'Cause sometimes they'll see that. Oh, you're not gonna use it. Boom.
Right. A go fire back.
Hey, Mr. Corey, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go help with some dinner and take care of the girls. It's always fun coming on.
Before
Corey,
you go,
yes, sir.
I have a question,
All right.
and I ask you first. When do you think we're gonna pay Nick Bosa when he's gonna sign his deal, and how much you think it's gonna be?
I think we will pay him no later than the last training camp, the last preseason game. So that's August 25th, I think, is our last preseason game. Let me double check. I think August 25th is our last preseason game. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to get between 35 and 40 million. I really believe he's going to get a lot of money. I think they're waiting for it, and I think they have the money. They're just not trying to rush it. I know he's working out. They know he's working out. There's no need for him to really fly out here and take up time, and get a bunch of people exposing him, do the camera shots and stuff like that. They're trying to focus, and I don't think it's really hurting them or taking anything away from him being away from camp for a short period of time. I think once he gets there, he's going to be doing the same thing. And again, I know it's a team sport and everybody has to gel together, but he comes to practice and he practices by himself the majority of the time. So, I mean, there's going to be some scrimmages that, yeah, you have to scrimmage with other people, and, yeah, you should probably gel with your defensive line. But most of the time, you see him stretching on the sidelines by himself, working out by himself, doing all this extra stuff that nobody else on the team is doing. And, you look at him, he's a physical beast, just really, just yoked out, believe. So it's my thoughts again. He'll probably be in camp here really soon. And everybody's hoping the sooner the better. I wouldn't be mad if he comes in anytime soon, but I think no later than at least the third preseason game, Corey. I think we get him in by the third preseason game, and we pay him $35-40 million. We break the bank.
Okay. Oh yeah. You said you're going to the game, Broncos?
Yes. So big shout out to East Coast Red and Gold. They were very gracious. They threw a big raffle, and it was really neat. I was able to throw out my lucky number, and I got closest to the number that was selected. So they give 2 tickets to me and my wife Tony, and we will be going. We will be going to see the Niner Bronco preseason game, which is really, really cool. So that's a Friday coming up here real soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. No, it's a Saturday. Sorry, it's a Saturday game, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And just really shout out to them. If nobody's been around them before, you should go check out their channel. I'm always there. I try to promote their channel as much as I can. Just good content. They got good people, good vibes, are mature. They're very passionate about their team, and more people could watch them, and it'd be just better because they really do good stuff. They've had a lot of good 49er guests, and once again, thank you, East Coast Red and Gold, and Corey, thank you again for having me on. It's always fun coming.
Yeah, I just subscribed to their channel and to your wife's channel.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, they're almost at 196, I think. So they're doing really good. They really started to grow last couple of weeks. And Jess is everywhere. She does things with Beto. She does things on Ryan's channel on No Border Sports on Fridays. Tony's channel, Jess and Bex comes on her channel. And then just recently, me and David, we started doing things with Ty Austin on Aaron's channel on Mondays. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Expanding, getting out there, talking to other people, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll let David tell everybody what's going on tomorrow night, but big news. So I'm going to get out of here, but David, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Brian. You have a good night.
All
right, everybody. You have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
You have a good night.
Take it easy, Brian.
Can you guys hear me? I've been trying to speak. And
Now we can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you now.
You probably on mute.
No, I wasn't on mute.
We couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you there.
I was asking everybody questions. I was like, why is no one answering?
Yeah, we couldn't. We couldn't hear you. But the big news. So if you guys go to David McNiner on YouTube, you'd see I have a stream scheduled for tomorrow night.
Yes. What time? 5:15, 5:30?
I believe it's 5:15 your guys' time. It's 6:15 mine.
So that would be 7:15 on the West Coast, or on the East Coast, it would be 8:15.
Yep. So that's it's literally the first live stream I'm doing ever. So
yeah.
And it's going to be Niners coast to coast with Aaron, Ty, Bryant, and me. So
check it out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So your channel's up now?
Yeah, it's ready to go. Well, when I actually when I hooked my StreamYard to it, I never got a notification saying I had to wait. So I was like, don't they tell you have to wait 24 hours? That was my first thought when I did it. But then I started thinking, all the streaming I do on other people's channels, I wonder if they just said, yeah, this guy's good, and they didn't make me wait. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but yeah, I never got some sort of, you got to wait 24 hours. I never got that.
I didn't either. That's the same thing. Because I think it's because I knew when I did YouTube I had to wait, but then when I got to do StreamYard, it went all through straight through. Because I think because I've already been on like a lot of people's channels using StreamYard, so they just automatically.
Say yes.
Yep. But John Jay,
Yep.
did you answer David McNiner's question?
Was trying to, and I was like, why is no one listening to me?
Okay, go ahead since we didn't let you.
So-
Just ignoring you, not to play.
So you guys can hear me now.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know what's
Why
going
isn't
on.
John Jay talking?
Go ahead, John Jay.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
So the question was like the most obnoxious fan base.
Mhm.
After the NFC Championship game, I put the Eagles number one as one of my most disliked teams. I had them at one of my top 5 most disliked teams. Number 2 are the Green Bay Packers because I've had some content creators from Green Bay and they're very obnoxious. They're talking about some very rude, disrespectful stuff. And of course, their fans, are who they are. So I got them up there. I got the Cowboys up there as well because, like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl every year, and they never do. And they love to they want to hurt our players for some reason. Number four is the Raiders, because they are who they are. And then number 5 are the Seattle Seahawks. I had the Seahawks many years at number 1, but their fan base has very mellowed down in the recent years. But I got the Eagles now at number 1. I had the Eagles at number 5. Now they're up there.
Yeah.
Okay, John Jay. What same question I asked Brian before he left. When do you think we're gonna give Nick Bosa his contract, and how much you think it might be?
So if the track record continues how the Niners have been doing it, they've always signed the players just before the first preseason game. So if I had to go with how they've been signing players always just before week 1 so they can get some practice sessions in, I think that's what they're going to do. And I don't think Nick Bosa is going to be the highest paid defensive end, even though for many months I've been saying he's going. I think it's going to come down to the guaranteed money. I think they're going to overload a lot of the first and second year guaranteed money, so they don't have to overpay them. Because every year when our players are going to reset the market, our players never reset the market. So by going with the track record, I think Nick Bosa will probably be paid just under $30 million, but with a lot of guaranteed money and less incentives. So I think that's how they're going to compensate him.
Okay. No more sports.
I don't know. I don't know what they're really hung up on. We know what the price is. You should just give them more up front and try and get them to get less a year. That would be my philosophy, which I think would bring them to the table to sign quicker. But I do think it'll happen. It could get finalized tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can suit up with pads like everybody else, because I think he needs 4 days in the system.
Oh wow!
And I think that's why Charvarius Ward came like he hasn't been practicing, but he came in for a play like each day and then went out. So I think that was for him to get credit that he was on the field in a non-padded practice so that when he does come back, he can go straight into padded practice. So I don't know. That might be something that comes. I'm pretty sure, because I remember when I played high school football, it was same thing. It wasn't 4 days. I think it was 3 days. We had 3 days, I think. And if you missed one of those days, you would be in a helmet all running by yourself without pads on while everybody else was in pads, being gladiators. So I feel they want to get it done and signed in the book as quick as possible. But also at the same time, if they want to, keep Bosa as fresh as possible, they can use this contract to kind of keep him out of camp without having to say, oh, we're giving him another rest day, and we're giving him another rest day, and we're giving him another rest day, without the press just like, what the hell is going on here? Why are you giving him all these rest days? It could be something like that. So I truly don't know. I'm not in the front office, but I think it could happen anywhere in the next 2 weeks out of the blue. I think you'll hear, we've kind of already heard rumblings, I guess, of the price. And usually you hear that a couple of days before it gets done or the day before it gets done. When they get that really good picture of what's going on, it's usually the next day. And I think what happens is they shake on the agreement and then they just come in and sign it. So after they shook on the agreement, they'll leak out what the contract's looking like. And then the next day after they sign it and put the ink to paper, then they bring out, hey, he's here, even though he already committed verbally, I'm guessing, to the contract the night before. So
Minor Niner.
Yeah.
When do you think Nick Bosa is going to sign his contract, and how much you think he's going to get?
$41 million.
$41 million a year, or $41 million?
Ooh, 41 million? Dang.
41 million a year. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
And when do you think he's going to sign his contract?
His signs contract for the Niners next, you mean?
Yeah, when he's going to sign. Is he going to sign before the preseason games, or is he going to sign it tomorrow, next day, or before?
I mean, I think that that during the preseason game, I mean, he's a beast, so he's gonna focus on the preseason game itself, and then he's gonna sign later because he has a lot of time to sign. He doesn't have to sign right now, and right now he needs to focus on the game because it's coming up.
Well, he haven't reported camp yet.
Yeah, he hasn't even showed up yet.
He's got to sign his contract before he can show up.
Is that the rules? So then he'll sign up now. I think he'll sign up now, and then he'll show up. Like he'll sign up like tomorrow, and then he'll show up the next day. If that makes any sense.
Okay, David McNiner.
I honestly think that I thought it was going to happen by Wednesday of last week. But at this point, I'm eyeballing middle of next week. And I'm expecting somewhere around 35 million a season. Because, I mean, look at all the other defensive ends in the league that puts him on top, and it's not close. I think the next guy down would be, 20? Isn't it his brother in the high 20s?
Yeah, Joey Bosa.
And, like Nwosu, the Seattle Seahawks guy, he just signed for 21 million a season. But he ain't Bosa either. He's 9-10 sack type of guy. The type of guy I'd like to see on the other side, but we'll see what Drake Jackson does. But yeah, I'm honestly looking around 35 million a season, and middle of next week is what I'm thinking.
David Corona.
I say about like a couple weeks, and he probably get like I say 38 million. And yeah, he'll be signing pretty soon, like in a couple weeks. And yeah, and in my 5 haters team is the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Rams, the Raiders, and the Seahawks.
Okay. And with me, I think Nick Bosa is going. I say about 35 million too. I think about 35 million. When he gonna sign? It might be at the end of this week. A lot of people feel that really let him sit out.
Nah, that's not happening.
Don't let him. Don't because the preseason game is not important for him. We know he can come in and starting the season and play and be ready with him. Because he's automatically right now working out. He's working out right now. He's at home working out. And his body ready right now.
Hell yeah. How many sacks do you think he will get the whole season?
Oh, bro, it could be crazy. Think about this. If like somebody like Cleveland Farrell or Drake Jackson can come up with like 10, 12 sacks by themselves, you know what I mean? 10, if each one of them could get 10 sacks for some reason, right? And you could get, I don't know what out of Javon Hargrave. And then I don't know what out about Eric Armstead. You know what I mean? Like that could help Bosa. Yeah. You could see something like that. You could, because there could be so much panic on the line. And this is the thing. On the line, you want to deal with pressure up the middle first because it's the quickest path to the quarterback, and it's right in his face where he can't really maneuver the ball well. He's got to the far right, far left, kind of that's his windows at that point, and there's usually not a receiver out there at that point in time. You know what I mean? So this is how Bosa could get more sacks, is if everybody's coming free, especially Javon Hargrave, and they have to put all their extra help towards the center, then that's when Nick Bosa has a heyday this season. I could see a 28.5 on. I could see something like that. If everybody stays healthy on that line and the secondary holds their people, I could see something like that. I would think realistically, it'd probably be on the high end. It'd probably be about 25. You know what I mean? Maybe 24.5, maybe 24, something like that. But yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, I hope he beats the all-time sack leader. Maybe with 23 sacks. Maybe not.
I could see him.
Hold on, let me do some math real quick.
I could see him getting.
What did he get last year? 19.5?
Yes.
Yeah. He can do it again, but it's gonna be
if
hard.
If he gets 1.5 sacks a game, that's 25.5 sacks in a season.
Oh hell yeah!
That's totally doable for him.
Yeah.
Because there's times where he's going to get 1 sack and times where he's going to get 2 sacks. Now, if he's, I'm telling you, if that's not, and he usually starts out very well. And I think it's because defensive lines don't start out as well. So I think if he can pad that stat early on, get a couple 3-sack games early on, I think that would solidify him, because just like last year, like he kind of, the sacks dried up for him, but at the same time he was playing amazing football and he was causing havoc on the line and in the defense. Essentially, he was causing plays to be made, whether he got sacks or not. He was causing pressures that were causing interceptions and all that good stuff. So
yeah,
if he was to pad his stuff early by taking advantage of some slow, disoriented offensive linemen, and them having to deal with the threat of Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead, then he could be very opportunistic for him.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hold on. Steve-O thinks Kinlaw's getting sick. He's got a second statement down here I'd like some clarification on. He says, we have to be leading most games and not too far ahead to sit out the last game. Oh, so he's saying, but that the last game is the Rams. We don't want to lose that to the Rams. You got to think about this, right? So Aaron Darnold, I think I brought this up Friday night. If Aaron Donald is thinking about retiring after this year, and the last game of the season is with us, he would have to retire with the last thing he did was lose to the 49ers.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is something that I'm I hope that's a box we can check. You know what I mean? I hope the Rams kind of, like, I don't wish injury on people, but I do wish irony on people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think it would be funny. Yes, Steve-O. That's who I'm talking about.
But I don't think Aaron Donald will retire. He probably said, "Oh, I want to play one more year. I need to beat those 49ers before I go out."
Which is my second plan, because if he does that, he's got a chance of showing out, not being his former self, and getting more highlight reels put on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because every year, you telling me that every year in his off season, he's not thinking about, I want to beat them Niners. I bet you that's his only goal in the off season, is to get better so he could beat the Niners.
That's his goal his whole life. He just sleeps in bed and dreams about that.
I have a feeling that the Super Bowl, it did something for him. But right now, I think he knows he'll never be able to beat or even out the score. But I feel that he wants one where it's just a whooping, and he wants to go out on that. So if we can stop him from getting that and postpone that to later, to maybe he's got to quit because he's got nothing left and he can't achieve his goal. That's even.
You mean like he just wants bragging rights?
You know what? I'm petty. And I wouldn't be like this if he would have just given Debo his respect.
Okay.
But he was a punk. And so, you know what I mean? This is how I deal with punks.
Yeah. You reverse the what's it called?
College,
you, homie.
I was gonna say you reverse the You reverse the injury thing and turn that into, wouldn't it be ironic? Which is very smart.
Well, it's not wishing injury. It's just staying.
No, I'm saying
hey,
like instead of the injury, you want the irony.
Yeah, I want irony.
Which is a smart way of thinking. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
I
every
don't
time he
want
plays,
him to be injured. I
But
want
every
him
time-
to
that's
be
what I'm
healthy.
saying.
but every
Yeah,
time he plays the
that's what I'm
Niners, he does. We stop him all the time, and he doesn't get no sacks. You know what I mean? He can't pass us. He got lucky. He only got lucky that one year when they won the Super Bowl and they beat us. It's like he should have retired then. Say, oh yeah, I beat the Niners and we won the Super Bowl. He should have retired then. But he came back and he said, oh, I need to get those Niners one more time before I go. That's not happening.
No, that's going to be his downfall. You're right, David Corona.
Yeah.
And he can't do too much because when he does too much, he gets upfield and he takes himself out of the play.
And
Exactly.
plus he got the back injury too.
Oh yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that, but
That's why he was out. That's why he was out those 8, 9 games. He had
I think it was about 9 games.
he had a back injury.
you know what we
from the back
need?
injury.
We need to do a wide receiver crack on him. Have Debo just come out of nowhere. Boom.
Right?
Yep, exactly.
Just be
And
hilarious.
also, and Ryan, also that he holds up the necklace and says, "See this? We're not going nowhere.
right?
We're going to take you out."
And that's
No-
why he said,
no
who's Debo? This is Debo right here hitting you. You know what I mean?
Exactly, KO, knockout.
Yeah. This is
No.
Debo right here.
No, just more of a this is who
A
it
hit.
is. This I'm Debo. You know what I
Right?
mean? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
tucking
More,
your
more,
chain.
like, more like
you know what'd be hilarious
I heard
too?
you're looking.
If he
It's
stole
more.
his
It's
chain,
more.
like what is his name? Did Talib did to Crabtree when he was a Raider. He straight yanked his gold
Yeah.
chain off of him.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Debo does a crack back. I'm telling you, Debo probably get wrecked trying to crack back. I wouldn't want to do it because if Aaron Donald smelled anything and he turned around and saw Debo coming at him, he could hurt Debo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All he's
he's
got to
kinda-
do is turn into him and put his arms up, and Debo crumple backwards. Like Debo's a
Yeah,
hitter,
exactly.
It's-
Ryan, I can imagine like he comes out of nowhere and he's like, Debo comes out of nowhere and he's like, "I heard you're looking for Debo, bitch. You found him." He'd do
Right.
it too.
Right.
The only way Aaron Donald doesn't get him if Debo gets him from the back and he doesn't see him.
Well, you can't
That's the only
get
way.
him from the back. You got to get in front of him. You got to get.
No, you gotta get
okay.
in front of him, you know.
Yeah.
But if it was square up, Debo's only chance would be to go low, and it's not legal to do that.
Right.
So like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
Like that's the only chance he would have because you can't like you even if you could get lower than Aaron Donald, Debo doesn't have the weight. He doesn't have his bones aren't sturdy enough or been, leveled up enough to withstand, hitting somebody like that at that speed, I would say. Because
True.
let's face
Because
it,
Aaron Donald's
He
a
might-
beast.
he might lose every time he plays us for the most part, but I'm sure running into him would feel like running into a brick wall.
Oh yeah, like Stonewall Jackson.
Well, yeah, you'd have to catch that guy looking at something else, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
If he has any sort of idea that he's about ready to get hit from his side, he's gonna be hard to move off his spot because all he has to do essentially is bend his knees and drop his hips. He's lowered his his center of gravity, and then he's just got to lean into whatever side he's gonna get hit from, and he's gonna be okay.
But Ryan, you have to admit, if he was the original Cassius Clay, he'd have no problem knocking him out.
Dude, hey, you need to do a rap on the original Cassius Clay.
I will now. I'm dedicating
Okay.
it to you, obviously.
Oh my, no, you dedicated to Cassius frickin' Clay himself. Don't you put my name in anything having to do with that man's legend. That would just
No, I'm
be
gonna say
ridiculous.
dedicated to Cassius Clay as quoted by Ryan in his
Okay,
name.
there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, John Jay.
Yep.
How many sacks do you think Bosa gonna get this season?
Let's see. How many did he have last year again? Was it 18, 17 or 18?
19 and a half.
Yeah, 19 and a half sacks.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think that's correct.
Oh. Maybe 18.
Yeah, I think it
I
was
think it's
18. Yeah. Because they said he was just short of breaking the 49ers record.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, but when it comes to Nick Bosa, again, I don't want to make like a blanket statement, but when players get paid, they don't really have the year that they had the year before. I'm not saying Nick Bosa is going to have like a drastic drop. I still think he'll be double digits, but I don't think he's going to match his 18 sacks. So I think if he gets like about maybe like 13 or 14 sacks, which is still good, it won't be what he had last year, because that's what happens to players when they get paid a lot of money. Now, Nick Bosa can be, like still really good, after being paid. So some players are good. So that's why it's a blanket statement. Like it happens sometimes and it doesn't happen all the time. So I'm going to say like if he gets like 14 or 15, I think that's an accomplishment on its own.
Okay. David Midnighter.
What's the question?
How many sacks would Nick Bosa get this year?
Ooh, I'm thinking around. I mean, he's gonna have Hargrave right there next to him, and I'm honestly thinking around 19.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that teams know he's coming. They're going to leave an extra tight end and running back over there with the tackle to help him out.
You too, Brian. Have a good night.
Have a
Peace
good
out,
night.
Brian.
Brian.
Have a good night, Brian.
Hope dinner's good.
Yep. Have a great night, buddy.
Yeah, enjoy your dinner.
But and between him and Hargrave and Armstead, that's pretty much going to eat up the offensive line. Plus a tight end, and then who's
And a
going to be
running
blocking that other defensive end?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's I think he's going to get 19 because teams are going to do what they did to him last year. They're going to focus on him, and they're going to leave extra blockers in. They're going to have the tight end chip him. They're going to do what they do to try to slow him down. But then as the season goes, the teams are also going to have to adjust to the rest of the line. Mm-hmm. And then who are you guys, going to throw the ball to? Because all our defensive backs and our linebackers got the few guys you can leave out covered.
Locked down.
So defensively, this ought to be a great season, especially with Steve Wilkes, a guy that I still think is a perfect fit for us because he does have head coaching experience. Mm-hmm. He's going with the wide nine and pretty much the same system we have, but he's changing for the front seven. But he's changing, how we cover. He's going to be playing more man, which is something I've wanted to see. And, he's really good at coaching defensive backs, which is, again, something we've needed. So our defense is going to be not just a fire. it's going to be a valley on fire.
Oh yeah.
We played a lot of man on third down last year, which is really, I think, when we need to really be playing man. I'm sure some teams, like, there's going to be some signals when we should play man, when, other than just third down. But I think for the most part, I'm happy with zone on first and second down and then man on third down.
I'm with you, Ryan.
And with certain circumstances, obviously, like third and long, I want man. Third and
Right.
short, probably a zone. You know what I mean? But I just think, I don't know. I think we got such a great team that can play it all.
Yeah. But that's
And
why we're going back to what you were saying last time with the rotating the positions. That's very important, and they're not doing that.
I'm more excited about, I think, how he's going to be blitzing more, which
Well, that's true.
I'm really excited for, because that's going to be one of them. We're going to blitz more. So that means we're also going to fake blitz,
Exactly.
to give up, well, we already do that. But what I'm saying is those fake blitzes are going to mean a little more when people are edgy from us blitzing all the time, which is going to get people like Nick Bosa and Drake Jackson single coverage on the outsides there. And that's when we've got a chance for things to happen. So that's one thing I'm excited for, is the extra blitzing is going to make the fakes give people one-on-one also more often.
Yeah, it's going to make
Because
all the difference.
Last year we were faking them, but I don't think they were always getting the respect that they were getting, because we faked a lot and blitzed rarely.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the center would, take a couple steps back and then figure out what's going on and then help out. And it seemed like it really didn't do much at the beginning. But I think if we blitz more often, people are going to be more trigger happy to try and block it. And I think that's going to give us more play on the outsides.
That's going to give us more leeway.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I feel that with our secondary, we can blitz 5. We used to get home with 4, and that was amazing. But
Right.
I think we can always add a 5th guy into the mix, no matter where it comes from.
Right.
Every once in a while on third downs, and just take people from different parts of the field when you do it. So it's not like you're always removing a Mike or, like Fred Warner, I should say. You're not removing like Fred Warner all the time from it. You're coming from, I like nickel blitzes. I love a good nickel blitz.
Me
Just putting
too.
that out there.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
If the 49ers go to the Super Bowl and we win, are we next season looking for another defensive coordinator?
No.
How long is his contract? Is it just 1 year? I don't think it's 1 year. I think it's 2.
So do they have to stay like 2, or can they get hired?
I'm sure if he was like, hey, my dream job just opened up and they want me, is there any way I could, I'm sure the 49ers might make an exception for him. But I think,
you mean like what Harbaugh did with Michigan? That was his dream job.
I think Steve Wilkes is looking to spend 2 years to learn, and then he'll be gone, and he'll get a head coaching position. I think
that sounds about right.
I think to him the next job isn't as important as maybe being able to learn more to be better at his next job. You know what I mean? Kind of like DeMeco
a fly
Ryans.
on the wall kind of thing, right? Just like
DeMeco
seeing his surroundings. And
DeMeco last year turned down the coaching position in Minnesota, I think it was.
Yeah, Minnesota, yeah.
And he said, very appreciative of the offer. It's just that, like, he didn't want to just do something 1 year and then go to the next job. Like, he wanted to spend more than 1 year in that position to learn that position well enough to where he felt he was confident there to be able to then move on to being a head coach. Because, after that second year, I'm pretty sure it slowed down for him. We saw how great his corrections were.
Phenomenal.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing a great job with those corrections in his second year. So
it was unbelievable.
To me, it was probably those types of things that he noticed he needed to get worked out before he moved to the next level, or else he's going to have to figure that out while he's trying to figure everything else out.
Yeah. It's like it's too much on his plate.
Well, not necessarily that it's too much on its plate, but there's too much to get a good quality product out of the end result. So might as well just take time, do it right, and there's no rush. Everybody's waiting for you.
Right.
Like after this year, people are going to be waiting. Other teams are going to be like, yep, I got one more year with this coach, and if he doesn't do good, well, I'm going to try and go after that Steve Wilkes. You know what I mean? So it'll be a process, and they'll really appreciate what he's got to bring, because also he's been around the Shanahan offense.
Right. That's key right there.
He can find an offensive coordinator that kind of runs the same offense, which means he's got knowledge in how the offense runs. Somebody else can draw, scheme up, and do all that stuff, and he can just say, hey, this is the correction we're making, because that's what I learned from Kyle Shanahan in this situation. I think it's key for him. So
yeah, I think it's clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think it was
for him, he already had a team built. It was like he came here just to level up a little bit more in a great environment situation, plug and play. Just come in here, level up, and then go back out there and get my next level.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, you guys have a good night. I gotta go. John Jay, you have a good night. Ryan, you have a good night. Jeff, you have a good night. McNiner, you have a good night. Corey, you have a good night. And like always, go Niners and F those Rams.
David Corona, the beard looks great.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Peace.
Good night.
Later.
So what you think, John Jay?
What was the question again?
If the 49ers went to the Bowl and we won it, will we be looking for another defensive coordinator? Will other teams be trying to come after our defensive coordinator for head coaching?
So Steve Wilkes was hired, I think, in 2019 or whenever he was hired to the Cardinals, and he was there just for one season. Then he got fired. Then he became the Carolina Panthers defensive coordinator until they fired. I forgot who was the coach for the Panthers, and then he became the interim, and he finished up with a 500 record, having Sam Darnold as his quarterback, trading a bunch of players away, and he made it work. So a lot of people have said in the NFL that Steve Wilkes is one of these coaches. It has nothing to do with their ethnicity, because I hate the stupidity on social media and all those other fan bases, how they try to make a stupid argument. Owners are stupid when they hire coaches, but that's a different conversation for a different situation. But everyone says that when they were coached by Steve Wilkes as a defensive specialist, defensive back coach, eventually became a defensive coordinator, and even when he was with the Cardinals, they've all said he's a great, great coach. Men who want to play for him, they will do everything they can, because that's the respect that they have for Steve Wilkes. So Steve Wilkes probably took this coordinator job not to be the long-term coordinator, but he says, I got this roster on the defense side of the ball. If I can make their secondary much better than they are right now with the talent that they have, and we have another number one defense, and hypothetically, like you said, Corey, if we win the Super Bowl, he's going to be a candidate that teams are going to want to get. I don't want him to leave. I said the same thing with D'Amico. I didn't want him to leave, but when you're a good team and you're a great coordinator, teams are gonna, want you. And Steve Wilkes already has a reputation that basically everyone is saying he's on the Niners to basically get another opportunity to become a head coach. That's why he's on the Niners, and that's why he says that I'm going to try to help Kinlaw. I'm going to try to help the secondary. He's really, really saying that if I can make these guys, better than they are, then that's a recipe for a head coaching job in the future. So if we win the Super Bowl, he's gone.
David McNiner. David McNiner, are you there?
Started talking. Forgot I was muted. But
Every time, McNiner.
yeah, so Steve Wilkes, I honestly hope he sticks around, because it's kind of like, I wouldn't mind having him at head coach instead of Kyle. Because, look at what Kyle's done so far. 7 years, yeah. Yeah, he's made a couple championship games. He made it to a Super Bowl, but he lost. He lost another Super Bowl as a coordinator. He's only been able to keep the quarterback healthy for one season. So it's kind of like, yeah, he's a good head coach.
Does he only want Kirk Cousins so he can point to him and say he choked? It wasn't me.
I honestly think, yeah, that could be the case.
Thought.
But it's like, is he the guy to take this team to the Super Bowl? So right now, Steve Wilkes, he does have head coaching experience in the NFL. So we really have two head coaches. You have the offensive head coach and you have the defensive head coach. This could actually work, but I'm hoping he sticks around for longer than 2 years. But we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we can throw enough money at him to keep him as a defensive coordinator when I'm sure he wants to be an NFL head coach. I feel he feels that he could be great and he could compete for a title at some point in time. And at this point, I don't think he wants to sell himself short. So, yes, would love to have him here a long time. Like I think about Bobby Turner. And I think when he finally retires, which I think he's going to keel over first. I think he's one of them. It sounds to me like he is. I just don't know what we're going to do in that running back room, because I think he's the secret sauce. And I get the feeling that Steve Wilkes is going to be the secret sauce this year, and things are going to go freaking crazy. I have a feeling with our defensive line and how much pressure Steve Wilkes likes to send on teams and how well he is with coaching people up in the secondary. I think our defense could put people on notice, not only be the number one defense in the league, but I think we could be the number one scoring defense in the league.
Well, when it comes to salary, the one thing we have going for us is he don't count against the cap.
Nope. That's like Coach
I've always wanted to see our owner go, okay, we know you can be a head coach anywhere, but how about I just pay you like you're one to keep you here? I've always wanted to see that happen, but it hasn't yet.
Well,
but I've always wanted to see that happen.
Coach Kasurek might be the guy. Coach Kasurk might be the specialty coach, or like the assistant coach that gets paid like a defensive coordinator and maybe even like a head coach in some places at some point in time, just because he's so good where he's at. I think we should be getting the Coach K's in every position and just throw money at them, because to me, that's all return on investment, especially when you got somebody in the front office who can draft as talented people as they do. And they sit them until, well, they don't sit them, but they, they sit them until they're ready. It's usually 2, maybe 3 years later, we start seeing them, flourish. Like we see them, when they start out, but we don't really see them in game flourishing. But, their second, third year, they start flourishing. If you've got some of the best coaches in the league who can take anybody and make them successful in their system, I mean, who would be able to stop us? Like, if we could find a way to turn out wide receivers like the Steelers can, imagine how much money we could save over the long run of not having to sit around and give everybody the bag who comes through and is talented. We can just promote the next guy. You know what I mean? What if we did the 49ers approach to quarterbacks, but did that at wide receiver and just paid all the money to the coach? It's stuff like that. I just don't think we're not doing as a franchise that I think we should be. Because it's going to cost you, millions or more each year.
I agree. We're not at the potential we could be.
Right. But if we spent those extra millions a year, if the franchise spent those extra millions a year, I'm sure after a couple of years you'd see return on investment after the team kept being as successful / winning a Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like the residuals.
Right. But you have to invest in it. You have to invest up front. You got to invest up front. You can't just pay for what you get, because the investment is needed up front, or else you're not going to get any results.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
Defensive
sense.
coaches don't win the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't see why not. Essentially, just as long as the play caller is a good play caller, and
that's really all that matters.
The head coach are in tune, I don't see why it would be an issue and why they couldn't win as much as an offensive coach.
I agree.
I think maybe it is because they're defensive coaches and they don't spend that much time on the offensive side as far as going through hiring wise and such like that. Maybe they just find the new flashy name and they're like, yeah, that'll work for me. When, somebody who kind of knew more about offense might, see red flags. It's like, look at what's his name? Who's the baby face wonder for the coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys? What's his name? Keelan or something like, no. What is, you know what I'm talking about?
At the tip of my tongue,
He's like the type of person I think like a defensive coach would hire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's young, he's this and that, he's gonna give people fits, and then he does some stupid ass play at the last of the game. It's like, what?
Something that fucks it all up.
Well, I would say it was fucked up from before, but still. Like,
but he's adding to the fuck up.
Yeah.
You mean like call a QB run up the middle when the time is running out?
Exactly like that.
So hilarious. I remember that one.
Expecting your quarterback to be smart enough to hand the ball to the ref. Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
You're right.
I
And
don't.
do you
I don't
know-
hate Dak as a person. I just take shots because he's the quarterback for the
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Do you know I had got an argument with a Cowboy fan over that?
No, tell us about it, Corey.
Oh, I'm sure.
He said no. The ref got him wait. He had quarterback handed the ball to the ref.
Oh yeah,
I said
Oh
no.
my god.
yeah. That was their excuse. They said
Hey,
the referee took the ball, which allowed the clock to hit 0. And if the referee didn't touch the ball, there would have been 1 second left, and the Cowboys would have had another play. Well, the NFL rule says after a play, you give the ball to the lead judge so they spot it. Dak Prescott did not want to do that, so the referee was like, "No, give me the ball so I can spot it at the right location." So he should just let the referee spot it, and then they might have had 1 second left. But that has always been the rule.
Yep.
You got to play by the rules.
And also,
no.
Steve-O's comment about what's his name? The Giants.
Belichick.
The Giants. Coughlin was a defensive-minded coach. Mike Tomlin was a defensive-minded coach. So, and then the even though the Panthers had the best in the offense, the defense won that Super Bowl for the Broncos. So, I'm never ever going to like ever say that the off again. You still need a good offense to put points on the board, but the last 25 Super Bowls, the majority of the winners have been defensive coaches. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Majority.
Hey, David Corona, when's who was the person you were describing McNiner's channel to?
Ryan, you're killing me.
So,
and he just stuck up to your channel, David McNiner. You got your pistol on you? You just stuck
Sweet.
up. I think he's trying to stick up your channel.
I just stuck. Oh, Corona.
Like, I understand what he said in the first comment. I subscribe to your channel. I get that.
Right.
The second
Also-
one, this one right here. What the hell are you saying, bruh?
Mm-hmm.
He's saying McNiner owns something, and then he's got a cash register, so he stuck him up.
Yeah.
Or he's the president of the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, McNiner, in this little complex you got, you don't have a laundry room with like a coin operated machine, do you?
No.
Okay. I'm wondering if he's in your laundry room right now, you know, with a pistol yelling at your washing machine. I could see it happening. I could.
Me too.
He's probably wearing like a blue Giants, you know, jersey and a blue bandana around his face.
Yeah, cowboy bandana.
Hat. Yeah, the cowboy bandana with the blue Giants jersey.
Well, the San Francisco Giants are black and orange, so that would not make any sense.
No.
No,
Neither would wearing the Golden State one.
So, haven't you ever seen people who live in like the enemy's territories, and they'll have hats that are of the local team, but it will be in the emblem will be in their team?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's kind of what it is. I was just making fun of that. That was the joke I was trying to say. I'm just thinking him in there yelling at a washing machine, telling him, "I'm going to describe you if you don't give me the money. I'm going to describe you."
No, even better. And David McNiner, in his spare time, he owns a bank. He's the president. He's going to stick him up.
I just
describe you.
I just subscribed to your channel right now, McNiner.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
So it's basically all you got to do is spell
your family members?
SUB, which is sub. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But anyway,
All right. You guys have a good night. All right.
That's
Uh,
it,
No, that's it.
David.
What?
He's
Very
doing-
good.
What is I just stuck up to your channel, McNiner? What
No,
did that
I
mean?
was trying to say I just sub to your channel.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And then
mhm.
it
Yeah.
auto corrected to that. I could see that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, sometimes like that's why I hate texting on my phone, because every time I type something, they change it, and I'm like, well, why is it changing? That's not what I'm trying to say.
yeah, that's what it
I
did
tried to-
happen to me right now.
Yeah,
I was
that's what
calling
happened. That's what
somebody a
happened to me
hypocrite
earlier.
earlier.
Like all the time, like,
You guys have a good night.
yep.
Have a
Take
good
it
night.
easy. I was
That's what
I'll
calling
happened to
leave
me
this guy a
earlier.
hypocrite
I was
earlier,
talking to
and
this.
it said hypothesis. I was like,
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
I was talking to this girl who's a wife of my friend, and she's like, she meant to say like you couldn't, and instead she said you're a cutie. So I don't know where they come up with this stuff.
Okay. So I heard that today Brock Purdy took off today.
Yes.
He did.
Camp.
Yeah, because apparently, he can't practice more than 2 days in a row, and so he needs a third day off. And one of the things that Brock Purdy said that the media doesn't want to talk about, but shout out to the SF Chronicle, the writer was saying that Brock Purdy, while everyone was all fixated, all the numbers, he's out there, yada yada. Brock Purdy said something very interesting. Was like, I'm doing what the doctors are telling me. I'm doing what the coaches are telling me. And I'm following that plan, and I'm going day by day. For him to say that, when all the other media, and this is the reason why a lot of people are getting the news mixed up. When Brock Purdy's saying that, I need rest because, like he's still rehabbing that arm. The thing that I'm scared of is that if these, experts who are writing these topics saying he's ready, what if he goes to week one? And again, knock on wood, like shout out to Wolfcast, knock on wood. If he plays week one and then something happens, that's the thing that scares me about Brock Purdy. That's why I would rather have Trey Lance.
They say he's ready, but at when they're doing some of the drills, you can go on Grant Cohn's channel. I think it's like a 3 or 4 minute video about Greasy showing them how to move in the pocket. I think it's from 2 or 3 days ago. And you'll see Brock Purdy starts off the drill first, and he's got the ball in his hand, but he never throws it. And he does the drill twice, and he never throws it. And then Trey Lance does the drill next, and then it's Sam Darnold does the drill. And after each time, they do it twice. Each time they do it, they throw the ball.
Right.
So they're counting his reps even in anything where you don't have to worry about throwing the ball to do the drill. They don't want him doing it, which is not ready to go. He's not he couldn't play in a game right now. He wouldn't be cleared to play in a game right now. He's cleared to play in practice where people can't touch him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not as physical.
So the point
Well, for his position, it's not.
So the point that I'm saying is that until the Niners are fully confident where he can play, like even Kyle said, because John Lynch said one thing, Kyle said another thing. It's weird, but that's who we have, taking the questions from our media. Kyle said it's going to take about a couple of weeks into training camp, which is probably going to be around week one when we start working out with the Raiders. I don't think Brock Purdy is going to be out there with the Raiders because the Raiders defense is going to, go really hard, and you don't want him to get hurt, even though the rule is the red shirt, the Niners wear black because we have a red jersey. So we wear black. So, when they call a sack, it's basically there's an imaginary line where he is sacked. So if he's still holding the ball in that imaginary line, it's technically he's being hit, and you don't want that. So that's the thing about these practices. They're doing everything they can to protect the quarterback. So sometimes, again, it's the unpopular answer. But if you have two other quarterbacks who are healthy and they're getting the reps, it's better to start on the safe side. Just like that term, it's better to have a sweater or a jacket even on a warm day than not to have it and it starts raining, it starts being windy. That's how I look at the quarterback. It's better to have Trey there week one than not have him there. So that's my argument about this quarterback situation. At the end of the day, Kyle's gonna make the final decision. Like it or not, he's gonna say he's the quarterback.
Do you think Sam Darnold should be competing right now, or do you think Sam Darnold should be working out the bad juju and learning the playbook?
The juju.
Yeah. I think about our issues, right? So if we need Sam Darnold, we don't need a Sam Darnold who has been thrown into the fire, into a competition, and having to learn a new book for the umpteenth million time in his career.
Right.
We need a Sam Darnold who just got a chance to kind of get right and learn the book. And if we need to call on him somewhere after the first half of the season, he should be doing pretty good. He should feel a little bit more confident. I don't think it'll take him forever to learn the system. He's been in so many other systems. I think he's learned some things. I think he should be okay. I just don't think he's the ghosts have left his closet. And I think he just needs to not worry about a competition right now. He just needs to worry about being the best Sam Darnold he can be. And
by
once
controlling
he's
the ghosts.
Well, by putting it down rep by rep. If he's not having to worry about a competition, then maybe he's not worrying about throwing in an interception here and there or pushing the ball down the field. Okay. And maybe that's what gets his groove back. And then he starts, slinging dimes. Mm-hmm. To me, I don't think they're putting really anybody in the best situation for success.
Right.
And I think you could almost plan it a way to where almost everybody has their best chance for success. Like right now, I wouldn't even have Brock being in the competition, right?
Right.
I would have Brock rotating with everybody and everybody else rotating with everybody. Right now, the person who would be in the competition all by himself would be Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
In my system, this is what it would be. It would be Trey Lance is in the competition. The moment Brock Purdy can come back and is playing at the same level as he was when he left off last year, that's when I think you put Trey and Brock head to head, and that's where you have the actual competition. While Sam Darnold takes reps, just and he's not in the competition.
No.
Allen, I'm not worried about
out of the closet in the meantime instead of competition, which he doesn't need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
exactly. Imagine how wonderful he would feel to just sit there in that room while he's watching these two guys go at it, and he's like, "Man, I don't have any expectations of me right now."
Exactly.
I can, I just need to worry about getting better. I'm not worried about a competition. I just need to worry about making sure I got good throws and that I'm seeing what's actually going on in the defense and making smart decisions.
Right.
Yep. And
exactly.
And when Nick Mullins, his final year with the Niners, he suffered the same thing Brock Purdy did. And everyone is looking at that timetable. But a lot of people forgot Nick Mullins was not the starter. I think he was a backup to Kirk Cousins. So hypothetically, say Minnesota didn't have Kirk Cousins, and you wanted to look at a timetable, what Minnesota would have done. They had Kellen Mond, who they drafted that year when Nick Mullins went to Minnesota. I think Minnesota would have played Kellen Mond until Nick Mullins was healthy. So we don't have like a real timetable. I was saying the same thing when Jimmy, after he came back from the ACL. I remember a few years before, Carson Wentz was having an MVP year. and he had the ACL, but he had it at near the end of the year. He came back sooner than Jimmy Garoppolo, and he played horrible. And I was like, I hope Jimmy does not become Carson Wentz. And my fear happened. And again, I'm not saying, when he came back, he was god awful, but he had a team around him. The Eagles had a team around him, but Carson Wentz just was not healthy yet. And this is the thing about injuries. And Jimmy played with that brace. When he took the brace off, I think he was a little bit scared. And mentally, I remember at the time I was having arguments with people. Dude, mentally, look what happened when he had RG3. Mentally, he was afraid to put weight on his leg that he hurt. And Jimmy Garoppolo, I think mentally was worried more about his knee than what was going on. That's why he was making a lot of horrible mistakes. And a lot of people were like criticizing me, you don't know nothing about football, blah, blah. But hey, look at what happened. And that's why you look at other players' timeline. So everyone's looking at what Nick Mullins started throwing the football in less than 6 months, but people forget he was not the starting quarterback. And that's why
I think it took Jimmy like 2 years to get confident putting pressure on that leg or stepping into throws. So, I think it was really this last season that he actually like seemed confident and was doing that.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think, David? What do you think, David Midnighter?
He's muted.
Well, I'm honestly thinking that they got Brock Purdy on a pitch count, so he technically shouldn't be in the competition, and it just boils down to what's best for the organization moving forward, and that's something I'm not in camp. I don't know what's in Kyle's head, but right now what we're seeing is Brock Purdy getting the QB1 reps. And, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold are competing, which, we're just talking about practice, though. We're not talking about game. We're talking about practice.
Did you hear what Jesse had to say about the 1s, 2s, and 3 thing? He said they're rotating people out all the time, all over the place. So it's just one big squad, and you're getting a mishmash. I guess there's times maybe where more first stringers are on the squad together, and you know what I mean. But sounds like it's just we just want to see what somebody looks like with the people. So
it sounds to me like there's that it might be just like chaos and mayhem going on. Is what that sounds like. I just hope it's organized chaos and mayhem, but at the same time, we're able to keep 90 men. We're able to keep all 90 of these guys on the roster until final cutdown day.
Mm-hmm.
So the coaches have a lot to look at and a lot to figure out with the players they don't have much experience with. All the players that they have experience with, they kind of have an idea what they're going to do. And, they already know X amount of players are definitely on the roster. We got this many spots that, 50 plus guys are competing over. So, they're probably trying to get those 50 plus guys as much work as possible so they can do a good evaluation and put the best team on the field. That could be what's going on. But at this point, it doesn't really look like a QB competition to me. It more or less just looks like Brock Purdy's getting more reps than the other guys. And I honestly wonder if it's just they're trying to bring him back from his injury. Trey Lance has been throwing for a while. Going back to before OTAs, he's been throwing the ball. He's in shape. He's ready to go right now. But the one thing that's lingering, Kyle has not named a starting QB. That's the one thing that's lingering, and that's Kyle for you. He don't care about the media or the fans. All he cares about is what he's thinking, and I don't know what he's thinking. It's like this chick I was dating a while back. Like you never know what she's thinking. No, you have no idea. Don't even
Very
try to figure it
unpredictable.
out. But I was actually saying this morning that I'm honestly not worried about the QB spot as much as I am keeping the QB healthy. How many seasons under the Kyle Shanahan era have we had a healthy quarterback?
None.
One. 2019.
Yep.
That's it. The rest of the seasons we have gone through multiple quarterbacks, had multiple injuries, and it's a big problem. It's a big problem. He's supposed to be able to scheme guys open. You run his offense. Okay, can you scheme guys open a little earlier so the quarterback can get the ball out and not get hit? Can you?
Okay. With that, I'm about to call it a quits in the show, and I'd like to thank everybody that came in today. The panel, thank you. Thank you to the people all in the chat. I want to say thank you. And before we go, let me ask John Jay, what you have plans this week?
If you guys haven't heard already, I started streaming again. My schedule for the remainder of the training camp and preseason is basically Tuesday to Fridays, 7 p.m. My work schedule is going to change once the season starts, but as of this moment, Tuesday to Friday, I'm going to be doing live streams. Friday is a special show. I'm doing call-ins again. It's been a while. I'm doing call-ins again. I had a great panel on. I had Terra Dome. I had this guy called Landlord. He was a good dude. I had a few other people there as well, and we talk 49ers football. So every Fridays I'm going to be doing that, as and then also when preseason happens, I know there's going to be some Thursday games. So I'm going to be also streaming some games. I'm doing that again. I'm streaming games. And then Sunday, a special like late morning show, like around 11 a.m. That's my schedule. So that's what I'm doing again. So shows, and then, of course, live streaming the preseason games. And once the season starts, I'll be doing the games. And I want to shout out the Deep Dig, those cool brothers from San Francisco State University. We're doing a show together this offseason. I'm doing a special NFL show that will be on my channel and my secondary channel. So that's what's going on. And then I got a special 49er guest on who trying to get into this space, who's been a fan of mine. So he wants to do a show with me. So 3 podcasts a week. And of course, the games in the regular season. So that's my 2023 schedule, what's going on. And I got a special project that I'm going to announce during the season, which is going to affect the off season, what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be a fun project, and we'll see how the project happens. So that's what's going on my channel. Corey, thanks for letting me tell the fans what I'm doing.
No Border Sports.
Thanks for having me. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
You have anything going on?
Oh yeah, I got my Friday night show. Come check me out. Check out the channel. I have stuff popping up randomly.
Okay. So no Tuesday, no Wednesday, no Thursday shows.
Yeah, no. Beto up and left the Bring the Heat podcast. He got all butthurt, so that's gone and over with. He complained about Aaron doing it, and then he went up and did the same thing. Like he was all upset about Aaron doing it. And then he does the exact same thing.
David McNiner. I know you already most said yours.
Well, speaking of Aaron, yeah, I got Aaron, Ty, Bryant, and me on my channel tomorrow night at 5:15. I think it's Pacific Standard Time, 6:15 Mountain Standard Time. That's my time. But yeah, Niners coast to coast.
So that's 3:15 a.m. my time.
Yep. And let me tell you the order. I have it going. I already started looking at everybody's. What order we gonna go? Thursdays. It's gonna be No Border Sports first. David Corona, Brian Cup.
I was first
me.
last time.
Well, it was supposed to be David Corona, but he.
Ryan, don't get
So?
butthurt. No, I'm just kidding.
So it was supposed to be David Corona. He didn't fulfill his obligation, so it's his time to be first again.
Then me, then David McNiner, then John Jay, and then Nathan Z, Tony Lee.
You gotta punish
Lil
me because
Spongy.
somebody else can't show up. Jesus Christ.
Bebop Jones,
Right.
the Crazy Juice, and then Jeff.
I see how it is, Corey.
Oh, I got Carcast in there too.
Oh, good.
So, Minor McNiner, you have anything planned?
I'm working on a schedule. I'm going to collaborate with two different people on two different shows, and one of them will be a girl, so that should be quite interesting.
Do you want
I
to
just
shot
got
the
to get the
channels out?
scheduling right. What?
You want to shot the channels out? Or you want to stick
No,
up
not
the
as
channels?
of yet, because I got to get the scheduling down with them first as to when we're gonna.
Make sure to stuck up the channels.
Oh yeah, you know it.
So everybody stuck up the channels so everybody can describe.
So, have a good night, everybody. And
You too.
And then after this.
And the show. Corey, don't forget to hit the button.
Oh,
to